The FDA has granted Fast Track designation to BioInvent's BI-1808, an experimental antibody, when combined with pembrolizumab, the immunotherapy sold as Keytruda, for the treatment of ovarian cancer. The designation was announced by BioInvent International, the Swedish biotech developing BI-1808, on August 7, 2026, and it applies specifically to patients with ovarian cancer whose disease has come back and stopped responding to platinum-based chemotherapy, a group of patients oncologists call platinum-resistant. It is worth clearing up some confusion right away. BI-1808 is not a Boehringer Ingelheim drug, even though the letters BI in front of a number usually make people think of that company. BI-1808 belongs to BioInvent, a company that specializes in discovering new immune-modulating antibodies, and BI-1808 is currently its lead program in ovarian cancer. So what does BI-1808 actually do? BI-1808 is described as a first-in-class antibody that targets a receptor called TNFR2. By blocking TNFR2, BI-1808 depletes a type of immune cell called regulatory T cells, or TREGs, which normally suppress the immune system's ability to attack a tumor. At the same time, BI-1808 activates myeloid cells and CD8-positive T cells inside the tumor itself. In simple terms, BI-1808 clears out the cells that are protecting the tumor from the immune system, while waking up the cells that can actually attack it. That is exactly why BioInvent paired BI-1808 with pembrolizumab, since pembrolizumab works by blocking a different immune checkpoint called PD-1, and the two drugs are designed to work together rather than against each other. The data behind this fast-track designation for BI-1808 comes from an ongoing Phase 2A trial testing BI-1808 both alone and in combination with pembrolizumab in patients with recurrent, platinum-resistant ovarian cancer, including both the high-grade serous and clear cell subtypes. In heavily pretreated patients, meaning people who had already gone through multiple prior lines of therapy, BI-1808 combined with pembrolizumab produced a 24% confirmed overall response rate and a 56% disease control rate. The preliminary median progression-free survival was 10.3 months, and several patient responses were still ongoing past the 10-month mark when the data was presented. For context, pembrolizumab on its own has historically produced only about an 8% response rate in this same difficult-to-treat, platinum-resistant ovarian cancer population, so adding BI-1808 roughly tripled the response rate BioInvent's researchers were seeing. BioInvent's chief executive, Martin Welschof, called the Fast Track designation for BI-1808 an important milestone, saying it reflects the significant unmet medical need in ovarian cancer and the strength of the clinical signals BioInvent has generated with BI-1808 so far. BioInvent has had a clinical supply and collaboration agreement with Merck around pembrolizumab, branded as Keytruda, since August of 2021, which is what has allowed BioInvent to keep testing BI-1808 alongside pembrolizumab in this ovarian cancer trial. This is actually the second time BI-1808 has picked up FDA Fast Track designation. BI-1808 previously earned the same status in a completely different cancer, a type of skin lymphoma called cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, underscoring how BioInvent sees BI-1808 as a platform play across multiple tumor types, not a one-indication drug. With Fast Track status now in hand for ovarian cancer, BioInvent gets more frequent interaction with the FDA and the possibility of a faster review down the line. BioInvent says cohort expansion in the ovarian cancer trial is already underway, with additional data on BI-1808 and pembrolizumab expected in the second half of 2026. That is the story of BioInvent BI-1808 and Merck pembrolizumab FDA Fast Track designation in platinum-resistant ovarian cancer. Add your perspective in the comments, share this story with a colleague, and subscribe for the next ConferenceHype narrative.